Okay guys, welcome to another Mamemeister 10-minute mashup. This game was actually pointed out to me by one of my mates, Paul. He pointed this out to me today on Facebook actually. It's a remake of Frogger. Now apparently this is just a sort of demo version, so I'm not quite sure whether they've only got so many levels, whatever. But yep, it's a remake of Frogger. Now you're probably thinking, why on earth should you be making a remake of a 30-year-old game? And you're probably right to ask that question. But the thing is, back in the day, there was never a perfect version of this game, like a lot of other games. I mean, somebody brought out a recent version, I say recent, about a year ago, a recent version of Scramble, and it is just pixel perfect. So anyway, without much further ado, let's take a wee shot of this. Never even played it, I've literally just loaded it up just now, so let's see if I can get this thing working. Right, nothing's happening here. Oh, credit one, what's that? We put credits in. Ah, right, okay, so they're using like the sort of the main controls. 5 for a credit, you can see the credits going up, and I'm going to assume it's 1 to start. Right, okay, I had to change the emulator for some strange reason, running this in one of the emulators, which is quite a good one. The sound was skipping, so anyway. Aye, so here we go, Frogger. Now, Frogger is not an arcade game that I've played a lot, but I've certainly played it enough to know if it's pretty accurate. Bollocks. And I would have to say that this is pretty much spot on. I mean, graphically, yeah, you're probably saying, well, you know, bloody hell, it's it goes a hell of a lot faster than the arcade one, that's for sure. Yeah, graphically I would say it's almost identical, but you can see there they have ramped the difficulty up. Ah, balls! They've ramped the difficulty up an awful lot. Oops. Oh, come on. Dearie me. Aye, it's a lot harder than the arcade one. I don't know why they've done that. Why did they make it as hard after only getting one frog across the road? That seems slightly daft to me. There's a little girl frog. Rescue her. Ah, arse. But what's interesting is, yeah, looking at this game, you've got to think to yourself, well, it's not exactly taxing the C64, and you'd be right. So really, why wasn't there a sort of pixel, damn it, why wasn't there a pixel perfect version of this back in the day? And you'd be right to ask that question. I think probably part of the reason would be there was really no requirement to make a game spot on, because back in 1982, 1983, whenever, you know, these machines first came out, people would buy anything. You know, come on. Right, you know what, I really need to stop talking and try and concentrate on the game in hand. Aye, there's really no reason at all why we didn't get a pixel perfect version of Frogger back in 1982 or whenever it was. But this certainly goes some way to addressing that issue. Right, that's the 2 hardest ones taken care of. Like I said, this is only beta, so I'm not quite sure what the difference is. Hopefully they'll address the speed issue. It's, you know, to make it get too fast too quickly, to me, well, it's a wee bit silly. Okay, right, level 1 done. And interestingly, the speed seems to have slowed up a wee bit. You can see there I've now got crocodiles as well. I mean, I've got to say, this is a really nice version. There are certainly other games, other arcade games which I'd like to see get remakes than Frogger, but there's a few more cars on the road now. Oh, that was close. While I'm on, I've had a request from Brian, one of my long time subscribers, which I always appreciate. He has he has asked me if I would bring back the numbers of the Mamemeister mashups. It's always had, you know, a number after it, and then I decided after a while not to bother, because the problem being is I wasn't doing that many mashups, and so I was having to kind of look back to see what number it was, and then I thought to myself, what's the point of having a number? It's not really relevant to anybody except Brian. But you know what, Brian, I shall do it just for you. It'll not be this one because I can't be arsed going back and counting how many videos I've made since I stopped doing the numbers. But anyway, listen guys, that's probably enough. It's not 10 minutes, but that's probably quite enough. That is a Frogger remake. That's not the finished version, so it's quite possible, you see their beta version, it is quite possible that the one that is eventually released will look slightly different. But that's a really nice version. It's pretty arcade perfect, although it is slightly too fast for my liking too early on in the game. But anyway guys, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.